Okay, to wind up the zygomycota, and you have this picture. I know it's on your homework sheet. You have this picture in your book. But I want to start over here, if you can see my pointer, with you have the piece of bread. And then if you can see these long stalks are called the sporangiophores. At the top of the sporangiophore, they form a sac called the sporangia. Inside of each sporangia, you can see they're releasing spores. Now, the spores are reproduced in the sporangia, and they are haploid, and that's why you see that N for the in the parentheses, because that means they're haploid. So we have the sporangia, we have the long stalk with the sporangiophore, and then it doesn't really show the stolon, but it does show that below the ground, the part of the hyphae is called the rhizoids. So during asexual reproduction, they are just going to release the spores from the sporangia. The sporangia are going to fall into a very nutritious environment, and you have a new mycelium. Over here on the right, you can see that we have one mating strain here, and we have another mating strain here. And what they form right here, well, here's the stolon. At the end of the stolon is called the gametangia, and they've blown it up here. And inside the gametangia, there are nuclei, and the nuclei are haploid nuclei. So in the next picture, you can see, because it's sexual reproduction, the two haploid nuclei get together. They form a 2N structure, which is diploid, called a zygospore. Now, because it's diploid, it's going to have to undergo a division, meiosis, and it's going to split into haploid, and then they're going to fall on favorable conditions, and we have got the new hyphae. What it doesn't show you here is the zygosporangium, but the zygosporangium, again, is the encasing of the zygospore in times when there's not favorable conditions for a fungus. And again, that would mean it's very dry or there were no nutritions. So over here, we have one mating strain, and this is another, but the long stalks are called sporangiophores. At the top, the sac is a sporangia. The sporangia holds the spores, the haploid spores. Then to the right, we have the way that they mate if they have unfavorable conditions and they're reproducing sexually. One mating type and the other are going to have to fuse those haploids, the gametangia, are holding those nuclei. They're going to have to fuse. Once they fuse, the zygospore, this would actually be the zygosporangium here. The zygospore is inside of it. During favorable conditions, it undergoes meiosis, and then we're back to a new mycelium.